Hello again, YouTube friends. Well, my setup for hatching out the decapsulated brine shrimp worked very well. I kept the hatchery in a self-contained mini tank that's exactly the same as the Dwarf Seahorse tank. And I'm going to take out the hatchery here. So you can see there's a lot of condensation here. So this did a really nice job of preventing a big mess, but it also kept in the warmth. So it definitely got warm enough for the shrimp to hatch without it being a bright light. So let me get this out of the way and show you what I'm going to do next. Let's see if we can get a look and see if we can get a better view of the shrimp here. It's a little hard to see. There we go. Yeah, there are some shrimp swimming around in there, actually a bunch of them. You can see them moving around. I know it's not really clear, but you can see movement. So you can see there's also a rim of brine shrimp that stuck to the top, and being my first batch, it did pretty well. Looks like there's some that are towards the bottom here that may not have hatched. What I want to do next is take the shrimp out of the hatching vessel and rinse it very well. So to capture them, I am going to use a sieve that is small enough to capture newly hatched Artemia. It's 125 microns in the measurement. So at this point, I'm just going to take my hatchery and dump the contents right through the sieve. All right. Now, poured in like that, you can see the brine shrimp at the bottom of the sieve that got strained out. So my next step is just to take some cool tap water, rinse them off, because when the shrimp hatch, they really pollute the water, and bacteria builds up. If the water gets too polluted, the shrimp won't survive very long. And the reason that's important is because I'm experimenting to see if I can manage to keep brine shrimp for approximately a week so I don't have to hash out every day. This is prepared salt water. It's the approximate salinity. Don't know the exact specific gravity, but as I mentioned, I'm not that particular about making sure the parameters are exact like some people are. But what I'm doing is I'm pouring the water through the sieve, and it's causing the brine shrimp to come out of the sieve, and I'm pouring it into a small fish bowl. And this is where I'm going to keep them. I could probably stand a little bit more water, but it demonstrates the point now. So this is a nice little vessel. I like it because it's made of glass, and the reason that's important, it's really easy to keep clean. So after I swap out the shrimp, I do have another vessel this exact same size. What I'll do is I'll swap it out. I'll sanitize the one that's not in use and then use the one that is available for the next hatch. What I plan to do is put this in a refrigerator for about, actually as soon as I prepare and enrich the food, but I'm hoping to get a week's worth of feedings out of this. And because I have such a small tank set up for the dwarves, and I'm going to try to start out with just 6 dwarves. We'll see how many actually come. I think I might be able to do it. I may have to experiment a little bit and see how it goes. I might have to do a supplemental hatching during the week. But I want to see if I can make this work so that if I choose to go on vacation and have somebody take care of the dwarfs for me, it's as simple as possible. What I'm going to do now is enrich the shrimp, and I have a very small coffee bean grinder here. It's brand new. It's never been used for anything else. And I have some algae flakes that have probiotics in them and some vitamins. And I'm just going to take a little pinch, little tiny bit, and this is going to sound odd. It's already pretty fine, but I am going to pulverize it until this is like powder. All right, I'll take just a few seconds to do that. Very efficient. You can see the blade spinning in there. Now the reason that I'm doing this is because I want these particles as small as possible so that the newly hatched brine shrimp are able to eat them. This is how the shrimp get enriched. Some people, it's not coming as powdery as I would like, so I'm going to put it in a little bit longer. Some people actually like to liquefy the flakes and then strain out the big pieces with something similar to what I use to hatch out the brine. I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible. I've not done this before, so I just want to see what works. So I do have a lot more small pieces, and I suspect once this is sitting in the water, it is going to break down. So I'm going to dump this inside of here. This is basically going to be food for the shrimp, but at the same time, it's making the shrimp more nutritious. I'm using my little brush, getting the powder, fine pieces here, and just putting it right in with the brine shrimp. And getting out all the little particles. Now some are definitely way too big for the shrimp, but like I said, I suspect this is going to break down. And it'll eventually get to be a good size for some of the shrimp. Dwarf seahorses tend to like shrimp not more than 3 to 4 days old, but by putting the shrimp in the refrigerator, that slows the metabolism and growing process. So I think I might be able to eke out a week of shrimp from a hatch, from a batch. What I'm doing now is I'm shaking something called salcon. This has essential fatty acids that saltwater fish need, and it's just going to be one more thing. I'm just going to put a couple drops in it because it will pollute the water. This will be extra nutrition for the seahorses. And the reason I'm going through this trouble is because brine shrimp is not a natural food for dwarf seahorses. Normally they eat crustaceans, such as copepods. They also eat different types of small shrimp, different mysid shrimp. So now I have my brine shrimp all set up. I've got some food in there for them. I've got some fatty acids. I am going to put in a little bit more seawater just to raise the level up and make the water a little bit more fresh for them, for a better way, lack of a better way to express that. And then I'll stir this up, and this is going to go in my mini fridge that's dedicated to all of my seahorse feeding supplies. That's where I'm keeping the decapsulated brine bottle that's opened up. That's where the salcon is kept. That has to be refrigerated when it's open. I'll even keep my marine flakes in there now that this is open, just to keep it fresh, but keep that lid tight. And this is my laundry room, and what I'll do next in my next phase is that I'm going to sanitize the sieve. I'm going to sanitize the hatchery so that everything is ready for the next time I'm ready to hatch out again. So I'm very happy to say that we had a successful hatch with the decapsulated brine shrimp, and our next upcoming video will probably be of the dwarf seahorses. Thanks so much for watching today. It's always great to be with you. Bye-bye.